Much the club deserve it. I think we went through a lot in the last couple of years and this season also. So especially for them, they deserve. We also worked really hard, and I think there's no better game to do it than today. I think that adds a special feeling, and we're really happy with the game.
I will say something. I saw in the first half, Aidan Heaven made a block and he got across the man, and I seen how excited he was for him. How impressed have you been with him?
I mean, I think he's young, he's really talented. I think he has something that it's really hard to find on his personality outside the pitch and inside the pitch. When he's on the pitch, he looks like he has 10 years older than how he acts outside. So I think that's a plus for him, and I think he's been showing that although he didn't have much opportunities in the last couple of months, as soon as he had the time to come in, I think he showed straight away why the club signing. We just want for him to stay humble, for him to keep developing. I think that's the way to do it, progressively, and I think if he's ready to play these kind of games, I think he'll be fine for the rest of his career.
Diogo, just quickly, obviously not to start you wanted in the second half, but in the sense of the character of the team now and the belief.
Yeah.
It was huge response, because listen, you can see 2 goals and mentally it can be tough, but I think the team is in a different kind of mental state at the moment. Would you agree?
I think if you want to be a bit more cold and analyze, I think that's these moments of coming into the second half. It happened a couple of times this season where we come in and we don't start with the same energy. We start in the beginning of the game, and that can cost us sometimes moments, points. And today, although we conceded the 2 goals, even the way we did it, I think it could have had a little bit of a knockdown in terms of confidence. But you could see that we wanted to still play, we wanted to still fight for the result, and that shows character. I think that's how we want to be, how Man United should be, and really happy that we fought for the game and the result. Yeah, they just want to come out and press even higher. Maybe we switch off a little bit. We were not like how we finished the first half. So I think that's something that obviously now we want to analyze it, because if we want to fight for competitions, we cannot give them this moments. But overall, I think in the full game we deserve it to win. Yeah.
And just a quick word on the goal scorer, the winning goal today. Great finish.
I mean, unbelievable. He's a top player. I think he has a very bright future at the club. Everybody loves him. I think Man United lives for this kind of players coming through the academy. Playing a lot of minutes, giving this joy to the fans, and also the talent that he has. I mean, he's becoming a very complete player. You can see off the ball, he's becoming very, very important for us as well. And he can be the best in the world for sure.
And quick one as well.
I think we did a fantastic job. He's doing also a fantastic job, but ultimately it will not be my decision, the players' decisions. We have to do our job no matter the coach. But obviously he's been doing a good.
De Bruyne,
Henry. It's a 20-year record that's not been broken.
Yeah, so I think it's understandable that he's probably going to be passing it a few more times than shooting to take the record off of those 2.
How much do players actually think about individual records like these?
I think players like Bruno do. Okay. When we're defenders, so we didn't think about that. Maybe Jermaine will say something different, but I think with Bruno, I think certain players do love assisting other players, and some people love goal scoring. And I think Bruno's one of them that does like to set his team up. We know that his passing range is unbelievable, and you see the joy he gets from it. We spoke off camera before, Jermaine, and I think he said you love assisting rather than goal scoring.
Yeah.
So yeah.
If you're in that position, you get the chance to score an assist, and sometimes you'll bail out and do the easy one and assist, but you get just as much joy as seeing your teammate that you've created score the goal, and when you put the ball in the back of the net. I run off, celebrate with the fans like I scored. You get literally, for certain players, you get that satisfaction as a striker would get just scoring.
How transformative has Bruno Fernandes been as a signing ever since he was signed by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Just looking at how reliant United is on the Portuguese midfielder.
Listen, when you think about because of the aspect of what players win and their trophies, or did they win a Premier League, etc. If Bruno, he'll be a massive hero at Manchester United for as long as he's here and when he's not at the club, because of what he's been able to perform and do consistently. Been their best player season after season after season, and hopefully for his sake over the next season or 2 they can add a few more titles in the bag for him in particular, because I don't know where the club would have been without him, to be honest.
Do you think he would be getting perhaps even more praise and accolade if United had been in better positions in the last few seasons?
Well, 100%, not from the fans, but from outside of the club. that's just how it is. You win trophies and that's what you get known for. But I think within the club, even now I think the neutrals are starting to appreciate Bruno more.
Yeah.
Before it was, oh, his arms, there's not negativity anymore. That's now saying he should get Player of the Year, and that's not just for Man United fans. That's neutrals as well.
You got to look at what he's done. This team was really struggling for a few years, but there was always that one man who would pull them through. Like a Steven Gerrard-esque, the main guy to rally the troops if they put the ball in the back of net, get their assist, whatever it may be. And everyone was looking to Bruno, and he always performed. So, he's going to be a cool hero here for sure. Even though he's not won the titles like your Cantonas and the rest, but
he deserves to.
He's in my eyes, one of the best number 10s the Premier League.
That equates to Michael Carrick securing his spot as Manchester United head coach come next year.
I think it'll be very difficult to not give him the job. It's a really weird one because you want to give him all the credit that he deserves, because obviously they bought Ruben Amorim in, gave him the time, gave him all the players and the things he wanted, and you saw how that started at the start of the season. And then Michael comes in, strips it back to basics, goes very simple in terms of putting the best players in their best positions and trying to make it work, go forward at the back instead of free. Very simple things that he did. But he's also handled the pressure of being the manager so much easier. You know him better than me as a player. Always very calm, very level, never gets too high, never gets too low, and he's handling that. And I think that's giving the players confidence and giving the club confidence. Well, okay, this guy's going to steady the ship. Yeah. Now, the other side of it, I still don't know what their style of play is. Are they an aggressive front-footed team? Are they a low block sit back? I don't know, because each week they're changing. Their performances have not been great. They've had a good performance against Arsenal, good performance against City, but they haven't had a solid performance. You go, oh, because yesterday that was 2-0, half-time, should have been 4 or 5. That Liverpool team is missing no strikers, no Mo Salah, missing so much that you're like, go on then, Man United, make a statement. And they got it back to 2-2, and it didn't really feel like that. And then the final part is, sorry, Jeff, I know you want to go, that is this Man United team, we've seen this before from the club, where you bring in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, an ex-person, he gets everybody up. I think Ole finished second. Then you give him the job. 18 months later, you sack him because he's not the person to take you forward. What's the difference with Carrick? I don't know. And I don't think anyone does. And I think that's why, as we sit here right now, he hasn't got a 5-year deal. Mm-hmm. Because if they knew that he was the one, there you go, give you the key to the castle, we've got to move forward. And, with all of that being said, I think it'd be very remiss of us to not wish Sir Alex Ferguson all the best as well. Hopefully, because he went down ill yesterday at the game, got taken to hospital. We wish you all the best, Sir Alex.
Yeah, absolutely echo that. The person I spoke to today said that it's precautionary and they're pretty confident. The good news is that Sir Alex is okay. It's a really, really weird one with Manchester United because Michael Carrick couldn't really have done a lot more asked of him from the position when he came in to securing Champions League football right now. He has absolutely fulfilled every single task that was put in front of him. He's unified them. He has got them playing in a certain, well, not in a certain way. As Troy said, it's simple. Square pegs, square holes. Very, very straightforward. So it's not rocket science, but the quandary they have, and I agree with Troy, it's their process is tainted by previous mistakes. And that's where the problem lies. But has Michael Carrick been really, really good? Or was Ruben Amorim that bad? It's
very fair question.
It's a bit like, it's almost like analysing Manchester United beating Liverpool yesterday. Now, Manchester United beating Liverpool is a massive thing because it's one of the biggest, although it's not technically a derby, it is a derby in football terms. Were Manchester United that great or were Liverpool that poor? Mm-hmm. So when you analyse Michael Carrick, is he a really good manager or is he just a whole lot better than the previous guy who was an absolute shambles, let's be honest.
Yeah.
So, again, you start next season, and if the board, the owners spend money, is Michael Carrick an elite coach who can take Manchester United to the very top echelons of football? That's why I think there hasn't been he's got the job.
Yeah. The question, this is a very difficult part that Man United find themselves in as well. If you go with Carrick right now, look at the managers you could potentially miss out on after the World Cup.
Yeah, but that's after the World Cup, Troy, and they're not available till late July.
I don't disagree with you, but This is Man United. Try to be the biggest. They was once the biggest club. Probably in the top 2 now, top 3 in world football in terms of revenue.
The debate is always them and Real Madrid, isn't it?
But if you go with Carrick and you go, right, we're going to give you 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever it might be, and then these other guys go get jobs elsewhere, you're always going to sit there and go, what if? And I think that's another point of contention.
The biggest issue with Manchester United right now is that we're dealing with 2 different Manchester Uniteds. We're dealing with the current Manchester United, who are in a rut, who have not won anything for a long time. They are trying to get out of a really, really bad period in their history. And then we're dealing with the aspirational Manchester United, who are one of the biggest teams in the world, who have incredible revenues, who are going to be back in Champions League and can attract the biggest players in the world. So that is, I think, why we're sitting here saying Carrick doesn't have the full job, because is he the guy to take them to the next level? Right now, they're doing well. They're back where they should be. But to get to the next level, we don't know if Michael Carrick has that cachet. We don't know if he can coach 4 competitions. We don't
even know if the players can do it.
We don't know if the players can do it. So that's the biggest question. It's a really weird period because he's done so well with what he's been given, but he's going to be given more. And you don't know if he can deal with what he's going to be given.
Yeah, so
I think it's easier to make a case to give him the job than not to give him the job.
I agree.
Based on what he's done. I think he's absolutely done the right thing in terms of, I mean, his demeanour, you alluded to, Troy, it has never, ever changed.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, he wouldn't sweat if you put him in an oven. He is so cool. He's never flustered. He never panics about anything. And players like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Players like that. So
he's also given Kobe Mainu a lease of life. He's given him that injection of, like, we trust you, go and play.
Yep.
And that's great. But there's so many questions around Man United. Is Marcus Rashford coming back? What happens if that happens?
Yeah, but that Rashford coming back, there's 2 sides to it. A, the financial deal with Barcelona.
Yeah.
And B, whoever the next Manchester United manager, do they want him back?
Yeah.
So there's still a load of questions. Bruno Fernandes at 32 years old, can he now play 3 games in a week in 4 competitions after a World Cup? Yeah. He's getting older. People get older. By the way, reliably and unbelievable. But the older you get, season on season, we saw Mo Salah
undefeated.
But look at Mo Salah last year to this year.
Completely.
One year can make a huge difference.
I think we should be clear, though, talking about Michael Carrick. He's done a fantastic job.
Oh, 100%.
He's done a brilliant job. And it would certainly not be surprised if he got the job. It's just this, as Aaron said, this strange period because of previous mistakes. If you cancelled out a few previous managers, he'd be an absolute shoo-in. He'd have been given the job already.